This episode brought to you by Parenthood. Congratulations to Ironic Bullet for another child.
This is Hot Drop, where we bring you premier PUBG analysis and the most accurate currency conversions. I'm Dano.
And I'm Cody.
And let's get into it.
Hey, I got a question.
I have an answer.
What episode are we on?
We are episode 62.
Listen. This is America.
I might have said that wrong.
These here is America.
Hold on. Yeah, I got it right.
62.
Yep, I got it right.
It's 62. So listen, we have done a lot of episodes together here.
Many episodes.
And in a lot of those episodes, we're kind of just talking out our ass. We don't have anything to say about anything.
Many?
I would say like 95%.
Yeah.
However, we have some legitimate updates to talk about right now. We're moving on up to the east side of the internet. Moving on up to a deluxe Podbean on the interwebs. We switched to Podbean, everybody.
We did.
With
moderate amounts of difficulty. It wasn't that bad.
There were multiple tickets submitted.
I would like to count, actually, the number of emails that I sent. It's upwards of 10, because their documentation is not so good. But I eventually got it figured out, and we're all switched over. So if you guys
nobody lost their subscriptions.
Hopefully. That's what I was going to say. Hopefully you didn't. If you do need to subscribe again, let us know, because you shouldn't have to. But yeah, so everything should be there. I added back in the couple episodes that we had to delete because of lack of space from our last host, who we fired because of that exact fact.
But when you say it like host, it sounds like a person.
Yes.
Like it was me. Like you're like our last host.
Yeah, our host with
Cody.
the most.
While I was away, we fired him.
We fired him. Yeah, we let him go, is the correct term. He was let go.
We made him redundant.
Yes. Mr.
So that was the thing. When you watch, I want to say it was like The Office UK, like they called it like redundancy. You're being made redundant.
Oh. Well,
and I thought that was strange.
It was redundant because we don't need two. We got Podbean. And we also have a new website that comes with that. So check it out. This is HOTDROP.com, the same website we've always had. We never promote it, so people probably never know it exists. But yeah, so we have a website, and it looks a little better. It works on mobile. It's pretty cool. We're adding more information to it, but right now it's pretty good. It's version 1.0. Check it out. Discord updates.
This is HOTDROP.com.
This is HOTDROP.com, yes. We say it every episode.
.com.
You should know. Yeah. It's also in the show notes. I spend many minutes just copying and pasting show notes from previous episodes every time. You should know.
Copy pasta.
Yep. All right. Discord updates. We have to do it every time. Discord is the soul of the podcast. I added an event calendar. So this is kind of cool. It's a Google Calendar. You can check it out. You can sync it with your personal calendar if you want. If you're
Let's give credit where credit is due here.
This idea was not mine.
It was not our idea.
Nope.
This was ITTTom, Education for Everyone's Future. And he came up with this, and he thought it was a great idea. And we said, yes, Tom, you're a very smart man, and we appreciate you, which is why we made you a mod.
Yes.
Flash forward 5 days. We have a calendar that we thought of all on our own.
Yeah. No help from
anyone else. And enjoy it, because you could sync your calendar with our calendar, and you could know when all the sweet-ass Hot Drop updates are going to happen.
Hell yeah. And it's also a channel in the Discord. So check out the event calendar channel, where you'll see a list of upcoming events. I just write them in there because it's easy for quick reference. We have this week's challenge of the week on that. It's the No Backpack Challenge that we'll mention in a second.
Yep.
We have a PC community night coming up, hosted by Anger, which was awesome. It's so cool to see members of the community coming in and creating their own community nights. And we also have a charity stream hosted by Downward Spiral, who's doing a 24-hour charity stream on November 3rd. And then, of course, our LANcast and LAN party coming up on November 10th. So these are just the few upcoming events that we have now. But if you have your own events that you want to send our way, if you're a member of the community and it's kind of important event that you feel like people should know about, let us know and we'll add it to the calendar.
Yeah. What other things do we have to talk about?
We have the top 10. I still haven't done those last 2 videos.
Here's the thing. Y'all just need to hold your horses.
Yeah.
They're coming. We'll feed you, baby birds.
We'll feed you.
It'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
But let's focus more importantly here on these monthly top 10 submissions. You got to get them in. If you don't enter, you can't win.
That's a fact.
If you don't win, you're a loser. You see, you're either first or you're last. And that's all I got to say about that.
Top 10 submissions, your best plays. We have 3 so far. We need at least 7 more. We're not making a video with the top 3. That doesn't even make sense.
I know. You guys are just holding off until the end of the month because you think that you're going to be able to choose between all your stuff. You play enough, you know what things rock your socks off, and then you got to pull them back up and submit it. Pull your socks up, submit it. That's all. That's it. Let's
Moving
get
on.
in there.
Challenge of the week.
Okay, so this is going to be really hard.
It's basically impossible at this point.
So here's the thing. Let's not say impossible because I want to see people try.
Oh, it's possible. It's just not likely.
This is the no backpacks challenge, okay? And right now, Typical Monday is in the lead with 483 points, and it was a 13-kill solo chicken dinner. That person got the longest socks they could find and pulled them all the way up to thigh level. All right? Get in there. Crush 483. I dare you.
That's leggings at that point. It's transcended all socks.
Yeah.
And has moved into a different genre of wearable.
Probably found them at the outlet store. Got a sweet-ass deal.
Cheap and effective.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we have a new pointing system. We point a lot. Pew, pew, pew. Point system that is tallied up by your kills and also your placement. So we use the tournament rules to figure that out instead of using the BP like we did in the past. And by I actually mean Point Click Dead because he's running this thing. So get in there, try to get 14 kill dinner. That's the only way to beat it. And you'll get that coveted prize of the Discord emote. Discord emote. And last but not least, I already mentioned it once. I'll mention it again. PC Community Night, Friday. This Friday. October 19th.
October 19th, 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. It's your second to last Eastern Daylight Time at that time.
We may or may not be in attendance, by the way.
Here's the thing.
But we don't need to be there. That's the whole thing with the community. You don't need us.
And you're just proving that day in and day out. You might as well turn your podcast off right now.
Yeah.
You know what? Don't even bother. No, we don't want you to submit to our Patreon. Patreon.com/HOTDROP.
All proceeds go back to the community.
In one way or another.
In one way or another, yeah.
Quality voice sounds.
We could just run our own lottery and just take a little cut off the top. Have people buy HOTDROP lottery tickets. I don't know. We'll discuss.
I think that's illegal. I don't think
Is it? We can't do that?
Yeah, I don't think we could do that.
Well, people do 50-50s at sports games.
I think they have to file some sort of paperwork to do that.
No, this could be under the table.
I mean, then again, one of us was wrong about currency last week, and I'm not pointing fingers, but it's you.
Walks away from Mike. Dano has left the room. You damn swindled me, son. You're sweet talking.
Then again, it was stated that if we got into the nitty gritty of it, I would have won. So technically, we're Americans. We're never going to admit we're wrong. We're both
all
right.
winners here.
Everybody's a winner.
Everyone's
except
a winner.
for all the losers.
Yeah.
Because you're either first or you're last.
For
Can
future
that be
reference,
the name of this episode?
yeah, we'll do that. For future reference, a euro is worth more than $1. I had the conversion right in front of me, and I was still swindled.
That just shows you how convincing I am.
Yeah, I'm concerned. Did I even want you on this podcast? I don't know.
Are we even friends?
I don't know. When we had no less than 4 people send us the conversion ratio in Discord to be like, you're wrong. You guys are idiots. I hope you don't do any stock trading.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Because I'll still go over to Italy and demand more euros than I'm giving them in dollars.
Oh God! All right, I just
And if
want to
they're
put that
anything
behind
like
me.
you, my lifelong friend, they will give me more.
You wouldn't. So that's the other thing. Not only were you a brilliant sweet talker, I have no reason to doubt you, and that's just what hurts even more.
But here's the thing, it wasn't intentional, so it shouldn't hurt. It was just stupidity.
That won't hold up in a court of law.
Wouldn't it, though?
I don't think so. No.
Beyond a reasonable doubt, Daniel.
Ignorance.
I don't know how they do it
no.
over in Italy.
It's not a thing. This is America. We've established this. America.
Country. Beyond a reasonable doubt. That's 99%, sir. We're not
Ignorance
talking
is not a
preponderance
valid
of the
excuse.
evidence here. We're not talking 51-49. We're talking 99%.
You lost me. Whenever you start doing numbers, I don't trust you anymore. That's all there is to it. All right, let's get into this Xbox box, shall we?
The Xbox box!
What's in the f***ing box?
So we're in the Xbox box, right? It's nice and cozy in here in the interwebs and the comings and goings of data flow. For
Is that what they call the internet? Oh,
Yeah.
yes, the internet, the comings and goings of data flow.
It's a series of tubes. I feel like I have not gotten enough sleep this week.
No.
Whew, okay.
Oh, by the way, you remember last week how dusty and musty the box was?
Yeah, it was so dusty musty.
It's not so bad this time around.
No, there's some stuff in here, man.
Yeah, that could be your catchphrase, by the way. There's some stuff in here. We got an update, and there's some stuff in here.
There are some items of note
All
to
right.
discuss.
Hit me with the ebbs and flows of data.
Hit me with the ebbs and flows. Da, 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 da. Hit me with the ebbs and flows. So, test server, guys. Just test server.
Test server.
So, it's back. It was back. It is back. It started on the 11th. It's been available to players for all 3 maps. Same as live servers. Be aware some game modes will be restricted to only the North American server because that's where most of the people play in North America, obviously.
America.
America. So to this test server, guys, I know that there were some issues with this at first. However, before we get going, you guys are so close to the same version we are now. It's amazing.
It's really incredible.
I know that there are still problems. I get it. But you guys got the barrel. We got that like 2 patches ago.
Mm-hmm. And the Mutante.
And the Mutante, which was 1 full patch ago.
And the
That was-
Scooter. And the Tuk-Tuk.
Yeah, who needs those, though?
I don't know, but they're there if you want them.
Like, name 1 time where you used them legitimately. Oh, name
Oh.
2 times, because I can think of 1.
Oh,
just the other-
yeah. I have a really good clip of me using it.
Yep.
Dan's Uber service.
Yep, Dan's Uber
Yeah.
service. And that was it. Like, you don't use vehicles on Sanok very often. Maybe you do in Xbox.
Uber Scoots.
Oob scoots. Scoobs. Scoober.
Okay, I'll take it.
October.
Okay. We got the barrel. We got the mutant.
Listen,
We got the Scooter. We got the Tuk-Tuk.
I want you guys
There's
to
more,
tell
though.
us how you feel about the mutant because that is one of the coolest
yeah.
weapons they've ever released into this game, in my opinion. It's awesome. Throw a lightweight grip onto that thing. Ooh, doggy. It is the one weapon that makes me really like the 3x scope.
And what's interesting is I did not like the mutant at all at first. I was like, this is stupid. This is dumb as hell. There's only 2 round bursts. Where's my 3rd bullet? What is this cheapskate kind of weapon? I don't know. I didn't like it. I like it now. It's smooth. It sounds so good. You feel good using it.
So good.
We've
I
had
would
some real
pick it
good
up
games with
over a lot of weapons, and you can take that to the conversion bank.
Your money's no good here, sir. You're claiming this is worth more than €1. We also restructured the BP system, so now it's based on time survived as well as kills, hit points, and placement.
Yes.
You'll also no longer receive 4 times the BP because you were playing alone in a squad game. Makes sense.
Correct. So they balanced it.
They balanced it, right?
Yep.
They added the camera positioning system where you can set some defaults. basically the over-the-shoulder cameras. I won't go into it because if I do, you'll forget everything I said as soon as I say it.
Yeah, it's going to be like the way you lean and the way you peek, and it's going to revert back to your original settings or your new settings.
Yeah, it's kind of like remembering what you did.
Yep. The cool thing, they added the marker ping system to Xbox, guys.
Yeah.
Super cool, right?
And they clearly copy and pasted the patch notes because they say using the R button, you can create a marker.
But you guys don't have an R button.
Nope. Unless you got that Zim controller
Zim.
connector. Well, like keyboard connector, I guess. Adapter. Anyway, you probably don't have that.
Yeah, but once you figure out how to use it not using the R button, you guys can mark locations, which will last for 5 seconds, and with a 2-second cooldown to identify the general direction in which you're taking fire or spot something,
Right.
which we have to be really great.
Yes. They also added the laser sight. So I did a little bit of research on this, and by I mean Wacky Jackie did the science that I don't care to do. He checked it out, how it performs on an SMG rifle or pistol, and he basically found that it's really only good for pistols. It's not worth it for rifles and SMGs because you're better off having a grip in that slot. So that's
Here's
a fun
the thing,
fact.
though. I think it gives me that confidence boost at the beginning because we know that grips are the hardest fucking thing to find these days.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a thing to throw on until you find a grip, because we were just talking about how difficult it is to find grips. For how
so
many there
hard.
are,
It's
you'd
so
think they'd be easy to
hard.
find.
Ugh. Remember when they were everywhere?
Yeah,
Literally. You can step on one like it's a Lego and break your ankle.
yeah. So in the meantime, if you step on a laser sight, slap it on there, and then use that until you find a grip. Mm-hmm. It'll help with the hip firing. It does a little more accurate when you're tapping with your weapon. I think it's the first round makes it a little bit more accurate. Other than that, swap it onto your pistol once you find a grip.
Yeah, so they also added a key guide to the loading screens. They did that for us too on PC, and let me tell you, nobody cares.
It goes by too fast. And maybe it's
Like
me
it-
because I have an SSD, but it's like a 2-second, if that 1-second flash of a screen, and it's like I can't do anything with this.
No one cares. They improved the design of the map markers, though, which you will, if you've been playing the test server, notice it's amazing. It's so much better, and I don't know if they actually did the same thing with you guys as keeping the colors the same. I don't see that in these patch notes, but in ours, if you join a squad and you stay in that same squad all night, you will stay the same color throughout that entire session, which becomes really helpful throughout the games. But either way, these are much easier to read.
Right. Exactly. A handful of performance things, server and client performance, adjusting hit effects, various optimization things to reduce desync, and a whole bunch of bug
I would
fixes.
say it's like 25 or 30.
I have to scroll for a while. There's like a lot here. And I don't think there's anything that's really worth mentioning, to be honest, that you haven't heard us already say on PC.
Or in your sections, or in any sections. A lot of these are just, hey, you should have made a game that didn't have so many bugs. You shouldn't have called it 1.0 if it had so many .0s in it.
Big if true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is your patch note document. The ebbs and flows of the data from the internet.
Comings and goings.
Comings and goings. That's even better. The comings and goings of data. And in order to get this, you need to get that public test server application. You have to download that. It's a separate install. So on your Xbox, go to the Microsoft Store, download it. It's free, and you can start playing it. But you might have some trouble because I know some of us were having some difficulty finding matches because there just wasn't that many people playing it. I don't think it's very well advertised to people who are more on the casual side, who maybe don't pay attention to patch notes so much. So if you can get in and get a game, do it, because everything you do will help them make the game better. Like you want to test this thing out so that it's rock solid once it hits live.
Yeah.
Boosh.
Scabba-da-boo.
Community post.
Here's the thing. It happened last Friday, so by the time you guys are listening to this, it could have been a week or more. But it's still relevant.
Yeah.
They did some stuff. So they wanted to address...
there's your catchphrase.
I know.
There's
I
some
have to
stuff
throw it
in here.
So they did some stuff.
They
to the
did
game.
some stuff to the game. Yeah, they did.
They say that the lost connection to host bug has been a top priority for them to fix, and it's been a tough one for them to crack because they have not been able to reproduce this error in-house, which blows my mind.
It's like if you turn your Xbox on and you start to play, you will get lost connection to host. That's how often it was happening. It was insane. Yep. Downward Spiral said 12 times he got disconnected one night. He counted. I listened back a couple episodes ago. I think this was War Mode, but I think it's still the same error.
Yep.
12 times. Same night.
That's a lot. But they couldn't do it in-house.
No. Do they have Xboxes there?
No, I think that they're trying to play on PC, and they're like, we can't figure it out.
We've tried everything, and nothing's working.
So anyway, they're requesting that all the players please submit your gamertag and session ID numbers with the alphabets below. Lost connection to host when you submit a report.
Who wrote this?
I don't know.
With the alphabets below? What? None of that makes sense.
Well, anyway, guys, with the alphabets below, all right? PTS is up and running.
Just talked about that.
We literally just went over that.
Yeah, we don't know how long it's open for, by the way. I don't know. So if you do want to get in, go fast because it could close anytime.
Yeah, there's a South American server that's accessible right now until 2 days ago. So that's gone.
Good luck next time.
That's gone. Hacks cheats. They've been investigating the use of hacks cheats and have taken appropriate action against any players who have used them. The use of hack cheats is not tolerated and is against their rules of conduct. They're now issuing permanent bans for this type of behavior, and any future instance will be dealt with the same way. Please feel free to support reports.
Submit reports?
Submit reports.
There you go.
Am I having a stroke?
That's possible.
Do you smell toast?
Do you smell apple pie?
It's apple pie.
Yeah, so also with this, I saw that they confirmed that hardware bans are a thing. So on PC, if you cheat with your computer, they will ban you based on the identification numbers of your hard drive. Not hard drive, hardware. Maybe your hard drive, I don't know. Your hardware.
Hardware drive.
So that you physically cannot use that computer to play again, and that is A+ in my book. Well done. Round of applause. Thank you. Next, and finally in the box, this is the little cherry on top of the box.
Literally came out 2 days before we started recording, people.
Yeah, it's not over. Typically, we report on event modes that have already come and gone because that's helpful for you.
Yep.
But this time we decided to report on something that's actually happening, so it's valid. And you guys can jump in. It is the one-shot, one-kill event.
I liked this one.
This was a lot of fun. This was the one we played when we were at your house for the LAN party.
Indubitably.
This is the Car 98 and a pistol.
Come on down, get your Car 98 and a pistol.
Car 98 4X, a random secondary, so any pistol from the shitty Erangel revolver all the way to the automatic Glock. A level 1 helmet and vest, painkillers, 5 bandages, and 1 frag grenade, which you will use almost every time you drop. The frag grenades were very important.
Fun. I really, really, really enjoyed this event mode.
And you'll also have a ghillie suit, by the way, and it has a possibility of being in the rain. I'm pretty sure. No, not possibility. 100% possibility.
They all were in the rain, yeah.
They're all in the rain. So, yeah, it's pretty sweet. It was a lot of fun.
It really gets you like keyed in on how to use your sniper rifle.
Yeah, you'll feel much better with a 4X on a sniper after playing this game mode back to back like we did. But what's weird and what's different about this one is that it's duos only. Did you catch that?
No.
Last time we were in squads of 4 or more, I think. Maybe even 10, up to 10, I forget. But this one is third person and first person duos and only on Erangel.
Interesting.
This was one of the first game modes on Xbox, the event modes, that I highly recommend you guys jump into. This was a lot of fun. Really like this one.
Super cool. Duos is going to be a tough one.
This will make your aim better, by the way.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Get in there, guys. Play it up.
Yep. You have until October 21st at 7 p.m. Pacific time to play. So get in. Do it. It's fun. Get a friend. Join our Discord. There's always people playing. Personal computer place?
Take it away, Rosie.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll follow me, we are now entering the personal computer place.
Thanks, Rosie. So, let's talk about COD here for a second.
Yeah.
It came out, right?
Yep.
There are a ton of people playing it, so PUBG's dead, right?
Right. PUBG's dead. Yeah. All of the player base, I assume, has moved over to a better game. It's more polished and more fun to play, I assume, right?
Wrong! Idiot.
Idiot.
Turns out it really didn't do anything, guys.
No.
Not on the PC anyway. Yes, Black Ops 4 has huge numbers and their sales are crazy good. It's a AAA title, yada yada yada. It was a lot of fun. We played the beta. I enjoyed it. People were playing it. However, it really didn't do anything to the PC numbers on PUBG. In fact, it was less of a decline than it has been in previous weeks.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. The weekend of the launch, it only saw a 4% decline in player base for the PC version when comparing its average concurrent players on Steam for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So, yeah, it's probably a little bit early to tell for sure if this will really make a dent. But the reality is the opening weekend is always the biggest. It's always when the most players are playing. And we know for a fact every single Call of Duty game, player base steadily declines when they move on to the next one over time. So, yeah, I'm kind of surprised, actually. I thought a larger number of people would be drawn away from PUBG. But I think, like we were talking about, it's just because it's a different game. It's like saying team deathmatch between two games is the same game. It's totally different. It's just a game mode.
I've even heard 2 people in the last 3 days say that Fortnite has become stupid.
Really?
And they're adding too much dumb stuff to the game.
What were the ages of these people?
In their 20s.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I heard there was a huge update to Fortnite that changed a lot of things. I don't know what those things were. I just saw some headlines and I moved on because this is a PUBG podcast.
I didn't pay attention to that game for so long, and then I heard somebody say something about like basketball.
What?
And I was like, what? And then like shopping carts, and I was like, huh?
The last I saw was that they added an ATV with like a plow on the front of it that will break down buildings if you drive into them.
Yeah, I'm not about that.
Yeah. It's just a different game. It's fine. It exists. It has its own fans. It's a good game. It's successful. But it's not a game that I like. And it's okay that a game is good and that you don't like it. That's fine. A game doesn't have to be bad for you to not like it.
Yeah.
Right?
It's just not for me.
It's just not for me.
COD, it's a different game. Yes, it has a Battle Royale mode, but I guess most people are just playing Deathmatch.
Yeah.
And I saw something today that said that they were adjusting the amount of players in the Blackout mode.
Really?
I don't know if that was increasing or decreasing, though.
Interesting.
I couldn't tell you, but
yeah,
they're making some changes, which means it probably didn't go over as well, or it was going over so well that they needed to add more people to make the game more competitive.
Interesting. Yeah.
I mean, I probably should have looked that up before I started spouting this.
That's
off,
fine.
But...
That's fine. It's just the comings and goings of data from your mouth. Also, I just wanted to say that a bunch of people were asking me about COD if I was going to buy it because they want to play with me, and like. I'm like very conflicted. I think if it was $30, I would have already bought it. But because it's $60,
that's $120 for us to have to buy out of the HOTDROP account.
Yeah, for PC, yeah. For Xbox, we can do a game share. But yeah, I think we can. I'll have to look into that. Probably should have looked it up before I started opening my mouth.
Comings and goings of data.
Yeah, of course. But what was I going to say?
Your Honor, it was just the comings and goings of data. You can't hold that against me.
The what is it? The fact that Fallout 76 is coming out in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
And then we have Red Dead Redemption, which confirmed 65-hour main story. You could probably play that game for like 200 or 300, 400 hours total.
I've never played any of those games.
Neither have I, but I want to play this one.
I really need to play all of them, though.
Cyberpunk 2077 is also coming out. There's just like so many games that it's just... I'm not going to have the time to play this one, and it's not worth spending $60 on it right now, when I know that we've already pre-ordered Fallout 76, and I know that we're going to play that together. Yep. So I'm kind of bummed about it, because I do enjoy it. I like the beta. I'd like to play some more. but it's just not worth the $60 to me personally. I think it's going to be a successful game. It is a successful game, but it's just, again, not for me right now. Maybe I'll buy it a little bit later as a change of pace from PUBG when it's on sale, but I can't justify it now.
Not me. Not now.
Yeah. And you know me, I'm a numbers guy.
Data COD blobs. That was like a PSA in the 80s.
I remember that. Yeah. Not me, not now.
Not now. What smart kids say to sex.
Yeah. Oh, how times have changed. Moving on. Letter about matchmaking issues. We're still in the personal computer place, by the way.
Here's the thing.
Take it away.
Matchmaking issues are a pain. We were having such bad issues with that last week.
Yeah.
They were just placing us in the wrong server. Well, we had assumed that was the case, and it turns out that was the case. They were placing everybody in the wrong server based on inaccurate ping, yada yadas.
Yeah. So basically, real quick, as a background before you jump in, before we used to be able to select the region we wanted to play in, they took that away and instead are automatically putting you in a region that they deem is the appropriate one. Moving on.
And
take it away.
And I would just like to say it's dumb as hell, Dan. I'd really like to talk about how dumb as hell that is.
Dumb as hell.
You're so dumb. Really dumb. For real. Dumb as hell. Here's the thing. If we have been asking for something for so long to lock out the cheaters or make it better to play, and you come up with a really good plan to get everybody to have a nice, seamless gameplay experience, the comings and goings of data here and there can be some room for error. But putting everybody in the wrong server so that everybody is laggy and everybody's jumping around and none of the bullets fly where they need to go and desync is everywhere, what makes you think that that's a better plan than just letting us select our own servers in the first place? I ask you that, sir. I ask you. It's dumb as hell. That's the answer. You don't even need to answer. It's dumb as hell.
The improved system is intended to automatically send players to the region that provides the lowest ping, but unfortunately, an error related to ping calculation occurred, and the player's location was not being identified correctly, resulting in them being placed into matches in a region that did not provide the optimal gameplay experience.
Is that not like the most generic way of explaining we fucked up?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you see, the plan was to read your ping and then put you where you needed to be. But what happened was that didn't happen.
What happened was not that at all. It's not an optimal gameplay experience, if I'm being truly honest. So they deployed an initial fix to prevent players from connecting to the wrong local region. And they said also that another patch was going to come out this week. We saw the maintenance window happen, which, by the way...
Does Daniel want to have his own session tonight?
By the way, 10-hour maintenance was scheduled for 3 hours, got extended by 2 or 3 hours, and then they had another problem with it that they had to release another patch for. I'm not bitter.
If you follow the Twitter, it was like, hey, we're going to go into maintenance for a couple hours, and then like a couple hours later, like, okay, we're going to keep it going, guys. I see that you're having some You know what? We're going to push this a little further. Bear with us now. You know what? We'll just let you know when it's fixed.
Yeah. So it's back up. I'm not even, I shouldn't even be mad or pretend to be mad about this because I wasn't trying to play yesterday. So it doesn't really affect me, but it affects you guys, and I'm mad for the people, and that's why I'm here.
Mad.
For the people. Comings and goings of data. It was mostly just the goings of data. There was no comings.
So much goings.
So they did say another patch is coming. I don't know if it actually happened because we haven't seen a patch. Maybe they did it without any patch notes. Don't know. But I did play some solos today, and it seemed a little better. But solos wasn't really where the problem was happening. It was with duos and squads. So let's try tonight. We'll let you guys know. Moving on. I'm fired up, man. I'm fired up.
There's going to be a little global account system. So let's talk about this, even though we really don't know what we're talking about. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They have announced that there is going to be a way to create a PUBG account, which we don't currently have.
Right.
Directly to Twitch.
Correct.
What does that mean?
We don't know.
Is it so? Like the way they're kind of pitching this is like, oh, you can claim your in-game items. I was like, I already do that through Twitch,
right?
So
like,
I don't understand what this is doing for me unless you're creating something bigger.
Yeah, and they don't.
If you have an EA account, you know that does more than just link to your Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
PUBG is PUBG. It only has PUBG. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I don't understand. And they don't talk about it. They don't explain what it is. Why do you want to do this? I have a feeling it has to do with people like getting items and selling them somehow, even though those items aren't marketable on the Steam market. Maybe there's something going on there, because it seems like, why would they announce this? Like, there's no benefit for me to do this, like, over the current system, which I could already claim items with. And I actually did my research on this. Like, I looked into this. I Googled around. I went on Reddit. I like tried to figure out what the point of this whole thing was, and I couldn't really figure it out. So maybe we'll know more next week, but they want you to go to accounts.pubg.com/register and sign up, and then link your Twitch account to that account that you create to claim your items.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. This might become a thing later, but right now I don't really understand why.
Yeah. Real quick, there's a Halloween event coming. They released a teaser video. It looks like you're going to get some like scary nurse and clown outfits and stuff.
Yeah. And they're going to get, can you even fathom the amount of shit they're going to get for this? If it's like skins and like a fun event like Fortnite would do, they're going to get people complaining so bad because the game to them is broken and unplayable and all this other crap, and they're focusing on skins and not on the game. It's going to be a shit show no matter what they do. And the reality is it's just a fun event. Like, enjoy it for a week and move on. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, they do need to come out with a big ass patch here pretty soon, though.
They do. It's been a little while. It's been a couple weeks on PC, so I'm expecting something soon.
It's got to happen.
Yeah, and actually coming up, you'll hear from ITTTom in the mobile update, but mobile has a Halloween event coming up that's actually already released. It's already out, so he'll talk about that shortly.
Yeah. And we do have another, or there was another event mode, but it seems like they're really pushing hard to add these flare guns into the actual game, or at least a game mode. Yeah. I can't tell if it's going to be added to the actual full-time game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is more than 2 or 3 times we've seen the flare guns be added. We had a couple like war modes not war modes, just limited time event modes. There was one on Miramar when it was in specific shacks. And then there was another game mode where it was a world spawn. And then there's this one. So I think this is the 3rd time we've seen it now. And they really sound like they want to make it a real thing in the regular game, or a more permanent fixture in PUBG. So
when it was in the event mode, it was fun. It was really fun.
It was.
But maybe not on Sanhok. Like, I don't give a shit about that.
And you can't really see it also.
We haven't played the other 2 maps in so long that I wouldn't even know how to play them anymore.
Right. Yeah. We played it once, we played Erangel once last week on stream, and it felt weird. We've been playing a lot of Sanhok, all 100% Sanhok. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I don't think this really hurts the game in any way. I think adding a flare gun is just another fun way to find a fight. That's really all it is. And what you get is not that overpowered. Like, you get the UAZ with the armor on it, but I was still getting shot through it. I took a headshot in the passenger seat of the armored UAZ. Like, they're not bulletproof. So it's just a quick way to get the gear or the vehicle that you need to get to the next location. It also brings attention to you, and it's just exciting to go track down those flares that are in the sky. Yep. I'm all for it.
I'm down.
I don't know why it's taking them so long, by the way. Down. Yeah, right. Until there's a problem that breaks everything. Yep. But yeah, I don't think this needs to be a big discussion for them. I feel like they could have just thrown it in a couple patches ago. Right. So anyway.
Well, yeah, there's our PC place. Let's shoot it on over to that mobile home with ITTTom.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Tom with the patch notes for mobile edition 0.90. Yep, 0.90 has been out in beta now for just over a week. You can download the application in the Discord in the mobile section, both for iOS and Android, if you want to get in there and test this stuff out firsthand. A lot of stuff happening in these patch notes. The one big thing that everyone's going to be asking about is, what about the audio issues? Well, every squad that I've been in, I've not had an audio issue. It doesn't say anywhere in here in these patch notes that they have fixed the audio issue. So I'm just kind of holding in my breath that once this comes out to full release, that the audio issue has been fixed. It just says that they've fixed system issues in here. Anyway, some highlights in here real quick. It is a theme-based update. Halloween. You're going to see differences at the spawn locations. And actually, while spawning, the circus area on Erangel is gone. I've not seen it once in any of the games that I've played. We are back at Spawn Island, where you'll see a bunch of piles of pumpkins and trick or treat or trick or chicken signs all over the place. So no more apples to throw around. You get to throw around pumpkins and candies for your sweet tooth and whatnots. Sanook gets some updates too. The Mini 14 is gone. The QBU replaces it. And we also get the barrel gun in there too. The Roni pickup truck is added in there. They've done some sound changes to a lot of the vehicles. And included in the sound changes is a radio station that will play the PUBG theme song in different genres, randomly, depending on where you're at. This radio is activated once you get in the vehicle, so even a passenger. Keep in mind, this is helpful for, I remember in Miramar, it was a thing I used to do is to sit in the back of one of the vans in one of the seats in a spawn location and snipe people off from inside. Well, once you enter the vehicle, driving or passenger, the radio is activated and people around you can hear. So, no more hiding in vehicles. I haven't done that in a while. Just something that one of the guys in the beta did, and I started laughing. So, can't do that. Spectator mode has been enabled, so if you are shot and killed, you have the opportunity to follow the person that killed you and watch what he did. PC's been doing this for a while, Xbox has been doing it for a while, now mobile gets to do it, which is kind of nice. They've done some sound improvement changes to some of the vehicles. To me, they are louder. There's definitely differences in the types of vehicles as you're driving them. So just like the guns, you can tell who's got what and where, which is helpful across the board. They've done some improvements to the matchmaking. Now, granted, in beta, it's beta. So not everybody follows their main or their norm, I should say, or looks at everything the way they should be. They just want to play the new stuff, and I get it. All the new toys and candies is great, but there is an option now when you are selecting your matchmaking to specifically say what language you're looking for. So my primary and secondary are languages is English. Apparently I can't speak it now, but first and second are English because I don't really speak anything else. And as you can tell, I'm having trouble even speaking English. So they've also done some changes to the clan. So now any of the clan leaders that are in our Discord with your clans, if you do choose to change your clan name, only you can do so. So that is something I know a lot of players had been hoping for. It's only a one-time thing. I mean, if you don't like your clan name, whatever. It's your problem. You created it. So, suck it up, Buttercup. Pull your socks up. There's also going to be crew challenges. We talked about this a little bit in the Discord in the competitive mobile side, as far as creating crews, because we have so many different clans in our Discord. Well, these crews can now work together as they could before, but in this time in a tournament mode. So you can get in with your crew, go in and do challenges just for them. There's have stages, the qualifications, the groups, and the finals. So you go in and you qualify as a single player, and then you get your groups, and then you have your finals, and then you get bonuses and whatnot. I have taken some screenshots of these. I'll post them into the Discord in the mobile section. If anyone's interested, I'm not going to take up space, but if you want to see what they look like, I can send them to you. There's also an event mode for just like the Mission Impossible one, where you get certain coins that can be redeemed. There's one now for Thanksgiving. Roasted chicken is what it's being called. Just like anything else, these have time limits. If you don't redeem those coins or those prizes, you get stuck with them, and then you have to cash them out. So if you're after anything special, any gear, any swag, redeem it as soon as possible, and then make sure that you get rid of it, otherwise you're stuck with it for the end. Into the vehicles again, there's a handbrake that's been installed, so making stops a lot quicker. Has improved. It's very nice. And then they have also talked about the locker being used on Spawn Island. I don't really recall this ever being an issue. Again, I'm a Royal Pass player. I pay to lose with the goofy outfits and stuff, the orange vehicles and the orange weapon skins, and I've always been able to use my locker on Spawn Island, because if I spawn in on Miramar, I want to go with the tan outfit. If I go into Erangel Chinook, I want to go with the dark outfit. So I always have those two ready at this, and I can flip depending on whatever map pulls up. Speaking of maps with Erangel, during this mode event, there's a 50% chance that you will get night mode, and night mode then breaks out the night goggles. And the now 27 times I've tried to get it on Erangel in the beta, I have yet to have night mode, just dusk. So I couldn't tell you what it does. Can't tell you much other than there's night vision goggles in there. So I haven't seen them, haven't played with them. There's also some additions there where the rivers have some cover, so if you're getting in the waters and whatnot, you have a little bit more cover, and they've added some buildings here and there throughout. When the update does come out, keep in mind you will only get Erangel first. You have to manually select the Miramar and Chinook downloads. This keeps the package size down, makes it easier for everyone to get in there. The update will not be force-fed. It will be randomized and will just kind of roll out. So the update that I got reverted back. I don't know how I got it the first time, but I didn't even get in to try it out in full production mode. So anyway, well, this has been Tom. My 10 minutes is about up here in 30 seconds, so I'm going to get out of here. If you don't know what the Discord is, look down in the show notes. Let us know what platform you're on. We are open for everybody. So have a great one, and we will see you in 9.0.
Questions for the show. We've got the questions for the show.
You ask them and we answer them. It's the questions for the show.
The pointiest and clickiest of dads wants to know, how does the marking pinging system work?
Yes. Does it mark a specific object, or is it a general compass direction?
How do you want to answer that?
I don't want to answer it.
Okay,
Clay
well,
does.
Clay wrote a really good answer to all this, and essentially it's not a height indicator, and it marks a specific point on the map that gets marked. So it gives you a 10-degree color bar on your compass that marks that specific area. So if I am standing at the bottom, there's a tree where I'm pointing at, and Dan is standing on the opposite side of that tree, it's going to mark that tree.
Exactly.
But Dan wouldn't have to turn around because my thing doesn't go straight through everything. It marks the tree, but only on the compass.
Right. So also, I tested this myself in a game. I walked up like 5 feet from a tree. I marked the tree that's right in front of me, and then I kept walking past the tree, and the compass mark that appeared on my compass was behind me. So I know for sure that it marks the object.
You have to be really careful
right
when you are standing at a cliff face and trying to point where other things are.
Yes. You cannot aim in just the general direction of someone because you might end up marking something that's in front of them that is going to throw off your teammate. So you have to be pretty accurate with this marker. It's actually going to physically mark an object in the world that you can't see, except for the compass bar. I think that makes sense.
Correct, Mundo. It does.
Yeah. Cool.
Tom wants to know.
ITTTom, education from the past that's worthless now. That's what he said.
Yeah, but
I disagree with that.
He's a smart man.
He is. I don't know. He's kind of hard on himself.
He taught me about Coca-Cola Black.
Yeah, Coca-Cola Black, coffee flavored Coke, by the way. Yeah, no, don't ever. No. He says, I'll ask the question. You can answer this one.
Okay.
The podcast is growing, and you have been changing the website location, logo, organizing the YouTube channels and the Discord. I've seen many questions here that could really use a visual cue. So my question is, what are the chances of possibly having a playlist on the YouTube dedicated to these type of questions so that the question is the title and the video is a visual explanation of the answer?
Well, Tom, it's a really, really great suggestion. However, I don't think Dan or I have the time to do that, considering we are 2 top 10s behind. But I will throw this out to anybody who wants to do something like this, or one of these, or any of these. Take these questions, make a visual representation, and send it to us, and we can put it right on that YouTube channel. Part of the reason this podcast and this Discord are so awesome, I mean, the only reason it's so awesome is because you guys actually listen and care about it. So if you have like a couple hours to do this, or just want to contribute a little bit, we will happily place your video on our YouTube account, pending the quality is, halfway decent, and just like we can have a community answer group so that you guys do your video and we'll put it into a playlist and have that exact thing. It's a really good idea. We just don't have the time to do it ourselves. Couldn't
have said it better. So I'm looking at guys like, I know Fugly has done one of these before. He did some strategies for Miramar at certain buildings, how to navigate buildings and get behind people. That was an awesome video. So anyone who does video editing like that and wants to try their hand, try it up. Shoot it our way. We will credit you and post it on our YouTube. We'd love to have that.
Yeah, for sure.
Sweet.
Andrew, if you could have a new map of choice, what would it be? I wouldn't mind a map like Tokyo, small but all city, or a map similar to the more populated regions of Canada. This city could have subways and skywalks. That is a cool-ass answer.
I like that idea a lot. So my thought, I haven't really thought about this, but a couple things come to mind. So I think PUBG is so good because you have the mixture of close quarters and long range. PUBG does outdoors very well, better than a lot of games, I think, because of the differences in terrain and the visual cover and all that. But it also does cities pretty well, especially in like Miramar, where you're fighting in close quarters there. But so I think probably because of what we've seen so far, like Miramar, Erangel, kind of similar, but just like a different visual feel. I think a lot of the maps are kind of going to be the same. I think the upcoming snow map is probably going to be similar to Erangel, halfway between that map and Sanhok. So, yeah, it's tough to have like just a map that's only a city, I think, because that you're kind of losing out on the long-range sniper battles that you can have in a field.
Yeah,
But,
I did. So,
I guess, one more thing I just want to say was I think visually I would love something that's like the West Coast, like Oregon, like the big trees, the sort of wooded areas like that. I think that would be cool because we haven't had something like that yet.
yeah, I think my answer would be, so for any of you who played Battlefield 1, the Italian map, I think it was like Montegrappa, we'll say it was called. I really like the layout of that map, so if you could make a PUBG size version of like an Italian countryside with like a stronghold there, that would be awesome. I think that'd be really fun.
Nice. Yeah. Cool. Mine was a very long-winded response, but yeah, I don't play a lot of multiplayer games outside of Counter-Strike. I have to pop Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Right, you're a global elite in that game, right? Of course.
I am the Global Offensive.
Yes. I'm globally offended by you that you haven't played Counter-Strike. So I don't really have a lot of experience with a bunch of different maps that are big, like PUBG's are. So, but I think visually I would like something that's like the Pacific Northwest. That'd be cool.
That's cool. I like that.
Nice. Oh, also, Andrew, by the way, get into his community night. It's Friday, 7 p.m. Join the Discord. Colonel Ping, question for the show. What do you think is the least popular item to be picked up in the game? I'm sickle of it.
They get out of my house. I would agree. It's any of the melee weapons.
So
stupid.
I thought about this and I dug deep. You know what I'm going to say? That you'll probably forgot even existed. The quiver for the crossbow.
Ooh.
I bet you that's the one. I dug deep for that.
Wow.
Yeah. Because, like, honestly, if you're going for the crossbow, you would be the only one to pick it up. Otherwise, if all you have is the crossbow and you're trying to get rid of it, you're probably not going to pick up the quiver for it. You're just going to ditch the crossbow as soon as you find it. So
that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Gonna go with that.
That's a good one.
And this question comes at you from someone named Dano.
Okay.
If you have an endless supply of a specific type of food, what would you get?
Why is everyone else trying to get me to choose kinds of food?
Pick one snack. It's dumb as hell.
I like starchy foods.
Good answer. Good answer.
Survey says
starchy foods.
Ding, 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 ding. What's your answer?
Mine is a starchy food. 100% without hesitation, French fries.
Oh, man, yeah. If I could have an endless supply, but then at some point I would want a burger.
Yeah, well, you could get the burger, but you just have unlimited fries.
Okay.
I think that's fair. A win-win.
That is a win-win. Yep, I'm down.
Fries of all kinds. Steak fries, the thick ones, the curly ones.
Do I get like a limit on condiments?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, fuck yeah. French fries.
Full throttle on condiments.
French fries.
The comings and goings of condiments. We have to name this episode The Comings and Goings of Data. Like, I like you if you're not first, you're last, but let's be real.
It's got, yeah, I mean, for sure.
Yeah. Awesome.
So for those of you who hung around on this crazy journey, it turns out it's the comings and goings of Data.
Gotcha.
These idiots who left earlier, they thought it was when you're first, you're last.
Yeah. And if you want any Euro to USD currency conversions, let us know. That's all we got. Episode 62, it's in the books. Thanks, man. That was a good one.
And now we make the hotline bling. Mariah Carey.
You have new messages.
What's up? Andrew here, or Josh. Just calling to say hey to the Hot Drop crew, and what's up to everybody else? It's awesome on the Discord. Everybody should get on there. We have a great time, and we may be having some awesome matches and chicken dinners real soon. Anyways, What's up, Will? Everybody, have a good one.
Father, forgive me. For I have been playing shit out of Destiny, and I have not get back in the mood to play PUBG. I want to, but I just can't stop. The grind is so real, and I miss playing PUBG. But I can't stop playing Destiny because I'm going to miss out on something else. I don't know what to do. But, yeah. So I'm standing in a parking lot, nothing around me, within fucking thousands of feet, and you know what I bet is pretty fucking entertaining for somebody standing 1,000 feet away is watching a 6-foot guy start flailing his arms because out of the middle of nowhere, a spider just decided to sling its web across my face. Like, how is that even possible? There's nothing around me. I'm in the middle of an open fucking parking lot, no light poles, no nothing. Where the fuck did the spider come from? Come falling from the fucking sky. That shit pisses me off. 6'5", and like, the only fucking thing in the world that scares me is a fucking spider. It's ridiculous. And, one last thing, for Cheeky Two Views, I'm coming for you.